Oh boy. Oh no. I don't know if I'm falling in the same trap. I'm not sure. Or if I'm having I seem to have the same, I think there's a problem, but I can't spot the problem. So, you know how I've shared with you a lot of times where it's like, I would forgive and forget, right? That's what you're taught, forgive and forget. And so I would. But so then it was like I would keep running into the same problem because when you forget, you're not learning the lesson. And you're going in with fresh eyes each time, which sometimes I think can be a good thing, but not if you're not extrapolating the wisdom from the past experiences. But that's tough to do because a lot of times people aren't taking just the wisdom from it. They're taking the wrong hinges and the wrong meaning. So anyway, how do I say this? I'm trying to figure out what my problem is and how to explain it without naming names per se. So, excuse me. So, okay, so stuff will happen, right? And I'll see that it's not healthy dynamics or it isn't, whatever the case may be. Okay, so let's just make it simple. And so I'll remove myself from those dynamics. Like, okay, this is not healthy for me. This isn't taking me to where I want to go. No judgment, do you, but I'm not interested in participating. I don't want to be in that type of dynamic. It's not helpful, healthy, enjoyable. There's no interest in me. No, thank you. But I may have loved those people, whatever those relationships were. And so, what is it? It's like, so I will understand what I was doing, right? Like if I was staying too long, then I wasn't honoring myself. And why? Because I was looking to people please or to belong or to be accepted or to feel like I was needed. Like, it's a get. It's not because it's unconditional love. It's not because there's an equal flow there. There's a beautiful symphony or anything like that. But so it's just as bad, right? So that's just as harmful to me. Like that's telling my inner child that I'm not worthy of better, you see? And so we can't do these things. We have to honor oneself. And in doing so, we're honoring those around us, right? Like they don't want you to be around if you don't want to be around, right? Like if it's not the same vibrational match, it serves everybody to get with their own vibrational match. It really does. It really is for everybody's best interest. And so they were showing kind of this scenario, and they actually brought up quite a few examples. And I don't know, I guess because I had already done the forgiveness process with all the scenarios they happened to be showing, that when they showed those people, I was excited to see them all. But then it felt like a bump, right? Like I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And so this is where I'm confused. This is where I'm like, oh, am I running back into the fire? I don't know. I guess in my head it's like, well, I guess it would have to be ground rules or boundaries or understanding or discussion or repair or whatever needs to be done, right? It's like, oh, maybe that's it. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they're showing me. Before I wouldn't do that. Before I would just run back into the fire. Oh, that is, okay, I think that's what they're telling me. So previously I would forgive and forget and keep running back into the fire. But, my heart might have been cleansed, so to speak, where I did the forgiveness process, but without any type of repair, communication, boundaries or standards or discussion or understanding or whatever the case may be to clarify or set new ground rules, so to speak. I think you understand what I'm saying. It's like it has to be discussed. This was not okay. If this is the dynamic that will continue, it's still not okay, and then there will be no new dynamic. If we can all, respect these guidelines so that it is not crossing anybody's, boundaries or standards or whatever, however you want to phrase it, it's like everybody can move forward easily. And so I guess previously I never did that, right? And so then I would keep getting hurt because nothing was clarified. Where now I think they're showing it's fine to run back in, but it's with that understanding where you're not running back in anymore. And it's not that you're closing the door either. It seems to be like this neutral zone where it's like it's fine as long as this is the case. If this isn't the case, then it's also fine to keep things the way they are. Where it sounds harsher than it is, and it's not how they're showing it, and it's not how it feels, and it's not the examples they're giving me. So I'm trying to verbalize it better where it's like, it's like this feeling of it is neutral, where it's like, but happy. So I don't think that's neutral. I'm not sure the correct word for this feeling. It seems neutral. It seems like maybe it's just because it's not anxious or excited. It's neither extreme, but it's pleasant. And so it's the idea of like, it's usually how you feel, right? Like when once, or at least for me, when I go through like a forgiveness process, it's like you are neutral after that because you take all the sting out, you take all the hurt out, you've done all the healing, and then it is just neutral. It's like seeing everything for what it is, clearly, and then choosing correctly for oneself moving forward and hoping and expecting the other party to do the same, right? Like you hope that they've healed, you hope that they love themselves, you hope that they're doing their own internal work, and you hope that they're happy, and if that means it can be like adult interactions, great. If not, great. Like this idea. I still don't think I'm verbalizing it. I'm not. But I think you get the overall idea. The one thing they really wanted me to get out was the idea of, remember, these are always for all of us, but I have to put me in it so that I can understand what they're teaching us. The idea that we're all doing better with like no longer forgiving and forgetting and running back into the fire. We're now honoring and loving ourselves, where we're, forgiving because we realize nothing wrong really ever happens. It all happened for us. It happened for us to strengthen that area within us, to see where we weren't loving and honoring ourselves. And moving forward, I think that's the other thing they keep pointing out. Maybe some people are having a hard time knowing who they can and cannot let back in. And it's like, don't make it so much about that. Don't like make a bucket list per se. It's like kind of have it more of an individual basis and circumstances and experience. Like, take each experience as they come. Like if you come across, I was going to say old friends or whatever the case may be, whatever scenario you're encountering where there seems to be growth on both sides, or if it feels right, if it feels good, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too, right? That's where I guess that neutrality was coming in, where it's like, it's fine. It's like, don't, maybe some of you are being too strict or too harsh or too worried or concerned, where it's like, it's okay. Just relax, take a deep breath, and just see how things go. If at any point things are uncomfortable, slow down or discuss it, bring it up, clarify it. Just take it slow. That seems to be a big part of this message too. Maybe that's why it's taking me so long to spit out just this very simple message. Take your time, slow down. Don't worry about if it does take you a long time. The main thing is just, honoring oneself. And so they're also bringing up not to forget, but not in a bad way. And the reason I point that out is because when they were showing it originally, I thought that was an odd way to say it, and that I guess maybe because I've always heard the other way, to forgive and forget. And they're saying, no, don't forget. And to me, a lot of times that's when people say don't forget, I think a lot of times people end up holding on to the bad stuff, and that is not what they're showing, and that's not what they're saying here. They're saying more like, don't forget what you learned. Don't forget how hard it was for you to forgive yourself for not standing up for yourself for so long, or for allowing certain behaviors for a time frame, or accepting certain X, Y, and Z. Don't forget how much that broke your heart, right? When you saw what was occurring, you saw what you were choosing to do, accept, allow, be, say, whatever the case may be. And so, because that's always the hardest piece for me, is forgiving myself. I think that's the hardest for most people. Because you're never really ever upset with anybody outside yourself. You're really not. It always comes back to us. And so ultimately, as you get to that and you get back to that point, you always end up getting back to yourself, and you're like, oh shit, I have to forgive myself. All that was not about them at all, ever. It's always about us. And so it is forgiving yourself for lowering your standards, or accepting ill treatment or behavior, or harmful, or, dimming your light. People say it in a million different ways, but more or less, your bottom line, you're not fully loving, accepting, and honoring yourself as worthy of what you want. You weren't standing up for yourself. And so, take your time and just make sure you're not going back into those dynamics. I think that's why they're saying, slow down if you need to. And also, I know this is weird, but it's like, I feel like I'm going to both extremes, but also don't be so rigid, because I feel like there is a little bit of that in the air as well. Like some of you might be too stiff still, or something, or strict, or it's like, just be gentle on yourself. Relax. Everything's okay. And just ask more questions if you need to. And if people get upset and don't want to clarify things, then you don't need to, it seems like you need gentle support. I feel like I'm zoning in on somebody particular here for some reason. They're showing like a soft glove. I don't know, like this huge mitt that's soft. Oh, I think they're saying you just need a gentle touch. Okay, I think they're going off on other stuff. But they're just saying be gentle with yourself, slow down, relax. Everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.